mention this in your book, but can the private sector alone champion the exploration and development of new energy sources, or must governments be involved and supportive? If governments must be involved, what policy changes or subsidies must there be to ensure that these new alternative energy sources have a chance?
Yeah, I think it varies from country to country, but I think at the generic level, as far as dealing with government is concerned, one thing I learned in the oil and gas industry in my days with Shell, and this is one advice that I value so much. One of the senior executives, who was my boss at that time, was telling me, he said, you can run all the economics for all I care. If you forget the element of politics and the element of engaging with politicians, then all the wonderful work that you do in economics is probably going to go to waste. Yeah. And I said, how's that? I said, well, because the government, whether we like it or not, is our partner and is an essential part of the business. How did the government get into that position? So let's talk about geothermal. In most countries, the geothermal resource is oftentimes classified as a natural resource. And as a natural resource, the government is the resource holder. Yeah. So in other words, as a private company, we are renting access to those resources from the owner, who in this case is the government. Yeah. So whether we like it or not, when we drill in any country, we are guests of these countries. Yeah. And of course, all kinds of geopolitical issues and questions that are very legitimate will come up. Yeah. So how do we share the revenue? How do we benefit the people? At the end of the day, that is where royalty payments become justified. Yeah. So not only in taxation, but also in the ownership structure of the resource. Yeah. So that's an important aspect of that. Now, of course, the other aspect is, so why does the government need us as a private capital, as a private entity?